Hello and welcome to Rust Locker, and in today's video I'm going to be working on the van and the MX5. So about a year ago I put a budget air intake induction kit on the MX5. It's been great, but there is an alternative method, and I'm going to be showing you probably the cheapest budget method of getting an air intake / induction kit on your MX5. And I'm also going to do a little mod to the van as well, so stay tuned for that. Let's get cracking. Now, if you remember, several videos ago I fitted a budget induction kit to the MX5. Well, at the time, let's have a look. So this is the kit that I fitted previously, and it has been working fine and I have no complaints. It's a little bit messy with all of the clips and stuff, but at the time when I did this, some people pointed out in the comments that you should really be doing the left hand bend, I suppose, for the induction kit with a mushroom filter, which I had mentioned in the video was what I intended to do in the first place, but I went and bought a K&N filter which was too big to actually fit in this space here, so this is the route that I went with. However, I did already have all of the pipe work and the tubing and stuff to do it that way. I just didn't have a mushroom filter. So I spotted this cheapo one in Halfords for 20 quid. I thought what I'd do is I'd grab this. If this all works out fine, then I can replace this with a genuine HKS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all of this off, and I'm going to use this piece of elbow to basically branch the intake to the other side, away from the hot exhaust, which people keep mentioning, but to be honest, I think if cold air's coming in through these gaps in the headlights here, and it's obviously pushing air that direction, I don't think that it's too much of an issue, to be honest. But I'm going to do it this way because, one, I think it looks a lot neater. It's going to have a lot less hose clamps and stuff. We're going to get rid of this tube, put a filter on there. It's just going to look cleaner and neater, and it's going to be a better engine bay. So that's what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to have to take all this apart. A few bits have been loosened previously. Right, so to run the mass airflow meter over to here, I do want to keep that the right way around. Yep, so it was that way around, so that's the way around it needs to go. Okay, so to run the wire, this is going to have to be disconnected, and I'm probably going to have to cut this insulation back so that I've got a bit more give with this wiring. So I'm going to do that next. So as you can see here, I've just undone all the insulation tape just to get these wires a bit sort of freer, and now you can see that I can reach them this way to plug in to the MAF there, and the air temperature sensor probe thingamajig. I need to cut a hole in this elbow to mount the grommet, which is there. If I pop that grommet in there, then that should fit in there nice and snugly, and then I can fix up all this wiring and re-insulate it all, make it look pretty. Right, so I just used a 22mm hole saw to gently saw out a hole in the elbow. Got my grommet here. I've test fitted it, fits in nicely. What I might do is just put a little bit of RTV, just a tiny touch around that, just to make sure it does give a definite seal, but I think that's going to be good. So that's ready to go there. What I am going to do, make sure I clean out all the little bits of silicone and all the cuttings from inside there, clean that out before I fit it. Okay, so I've got that RTV'd in there, so that's a nice seal. Cleaned out the inside of all the little bits of crap. So I'm just going to let that RTV dry a little bit longer before I fit it and crack on with the next bit. Right, so this Alford's thing came with a couple of plastic rings, and I've just needed to fit one of the plastic rings in. It comes with one that fits in real tight like that, and then another one that fits inside this, I think. So I used the larger of the two rings, and that brings it to about the right diameter to fit nicely on the MAF sensor there. This is going quite well. Okay, so everything's kind of loosely attached. I haven't put this in yet, but that goes up and under there is where I've drilled the hole for it. Haven't tightened up the Jubilee clips yet. So essentially what I've discovered is these two clips are 80mm and they work fine, but around here this is so fat that 100mm Jubilee clip was actually needed. Yeah, 100mm. The thing is, this is so snug onto the MAF that I don't think that's actually going to come off. I really had to push this on to get it to fit. But I'm going to put the Jubilee clip on anyway, just for added strength. But I think all I need to do now is plug it all up, tighten it up, and neaten up these wires. So yeah, as you can see, this isn't ideal. I might tuck that one there slightly, tape it up. This is way too long. I could snip it and take out some wire and then join up the wires, which I might do in future. But for now, I think what I'll do is kind of double it up, tape it, and run it underneath. Try and make it as neat as possible for now, and then maybe shorten this wire sometime in the future when I've got a bit more time. Okay, so you've got this little tube here on the side of the valve cover. That actually expels crankcase pressure air. So air actually comes out of here, you can feel it with the engine running, and usually that recirculates back into your air intake and into the engine as air. But the thing is, this actually, because this is part of the crankcase, this has got microscopic oil vapour that goes back through into the clean part of your air intake on your engine. So it's actually quite a good mod to get rid of this, or not get rid of it, but have it vent to atmosphere rather than go back through your intake. So with this setup here going this direction, we can get a little filter like this just off of eBay. It was £8 and whack that on there, tighten that up, and this filter isn't to filter air going in. Like I said, this air's coming out, so this filter is really just going to kind of catch any oil so it doesn't spray out into the engine bay. You could put an oil catch can on this, which I might do in the future, but for now I'm just going to chuck this filter on, and that way I know at least it's going to catch something. So yeah, just got to finish off rerouting these wires, and then we should be pretty much done. I only had white insulating tape, so that had to do, but I used this, whatever this stuff's called, conduit, just to cover over that anyway, so it's not too bad. Just see a little bit of white peeking out, but that's not too bad at all. Cable tied the wire up down here. I might neaten this up a little bit further. I'll have a tinker with that, see if I can make that a bit better, but other than that, this is all on and it's all secure. That's great, and we've got a filter on there, so that's that. I'll call this job done. Right, so comparing this to the previous setup that I had with the intake with the K&N filter, this definitely is a neater option. I definitely do prefer the look of this. As I said earlier, the only reason I had this set up over here was because I ended up buying a K&N filter which was too big to fit in this gap here. As you can see, you need quite a thin slimline filter to fit there, so that's the reason why I had it set up over there. Now that that's all over there and over that side, there's a huge gap in this side of the bay, and something expensive could go in there, but we'll have to save up for that. So now that that's all sorted, it turns out that I actually have a spare K&N filter. I reckon we see if this will fit on the van. Let's give that a go. Okay, I think I've got a game plan with this elbow piece of silicone here into another silicone reducer. I think that's going to work, and kind of go like that. I don't know, but I need some more room, so I'm going to remove all of this old airbox just so I can, so I've got a bit of space down in this section. And I'll tell you what, it's a good job I'm removing this old airbox, because look how buggered the heads are on the screws. I can't actually get that one undone, that's so rusted away and destroyed. So probably couldn't get access to this airbox anyway unless I drilled them out. So I'm just going to unscrew all of the bolts, get the whole box out. Little rubber holder down there, pull that out. Okay, there's more. Hang on. Right, so I've removed all the airbox from this section here, and down here I noticed there was this pipe here which is attached, or was attached, to this little tube here on the airbox. So that's where the air went in, it's filtered by the air filter, and I thought, well, what the hell is this? So I followed it down, and it actually just sticks out underneath here, pointing downwards, and it has this end on the end of it, and it's full of crap. But at first I thought that this was going to be a problem for me, but there's no mention of this in the manual, so I think this is actually, because it's full of shit and it just seems to drain down at the bottom of the engine compartment here, I think that pipe that comes out of there and into this is literally for cleaning out the airbox and letting the water and crap come out of here. So I'm not going to need that. This pipe here, could get rid of it. I might just cable tie it in place so I don't lose it in case I ever want to go back to stock. But for now anyway, the airbox is all out. I've still got this which I could reattach if I want to, if I need to use this as a bracket to hold this, but I'm going to kind of get that fitted in there like that, and I think that'll work. Okay, so it turns out I was being a bit of an idiot. I don't know why, I was trying to use this silicone elbow to kind of, you know, bring it down and round a little bit, but then I realised I could just pretty much just bolt up the K&N straight onto the MAF like that, cable tie it down here, a little bit ghetto, but you know what I mean, that works. And it's a lot less faffing about trying to get this in there and squeeze tight, and I was having problems. So anyway, dumping that, this is how it's going to stay I think for now. What I do want to do is I want to get it down into this corner just a little bit, but kind of straight. So I'm going to have to buy another piece, something like this. This is too big, otherwise I'd use this, but something like this, just a straight metal connector just to bring it down in this direction a little bit. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cable tie this up for now, probably order a piece like this and then extend that sometime in the future. But if you want to put a performance filter on your Combo or Corsa CDTI, that's all you've got to do. Buy a filter, measure your MAF flow sensor end, this diameter here, and luckily for me my filter fit perfectly almost, and then just get the filter with the correct diameter to fit your MAF, stick it on with a Jubilee clip, connect your mouth back up, cable tie it down so it doesn't all flop around like this, and there you go. Right, so I hope the camera's picking that up, but one advantage for fitting the K&N filter to the van is it's made the turbo noises much louder, which depending on your taste is awesome. Just unfortunately the speed doesn't match the sound, but the sound's cool anyway. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and you'll subscribe if you haven't. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it, leave a comment if you like, and I will catch you on the next one.